everyone doing? Welcome in. We have my wonderful friend Harriet with us today.
Yay! Hi. I'm so honored to be here. I was just saying to Brielle, I'm like a massive live stream watcher, specifically Brielle. So this is very meta for me right now. Kind of feel like I'm famous a little bit. I won't lie.
Love. I'm so excited to have you on. This has been in the works for a while, so this will be super fun.
Happy to be on.
Welcome to everyone in the chat. Hi, Tia, Julia.
Hi, Tia.
Thank you for the thumbnail hype.
Yeah,
Appreciate
the thumbnail goes crazy, Brielle. The colors, ooh, so good.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Let us know what you'll be working on in the chat. Do you want to tell everyone what you're going to be working on, Harriet?
Yes. Well, what a fun question. So I'm writing a fantasy. It's my first ever fantasy book. And transparently, I have been in the world's biggest slump, just like life slump. So I haven't written in genuinely months. So today, I think I'm just going to try and write a sentence. Like my goal is, can she write a sentence of her book? And we'll go from there.
That's a perfect goal. I love it.
The bar is in hell.
What
about you?
Everything I've heard and before backtracking slightly, I was just gonna say everything I've heard about Harriet's project is so exciting, guys. It's like elemental magic, and like it just sounds so fun. So I'm sat personally.
Oh, thanks, Queen.
Of course. In terms of what I'm working on, I'm going to be drafting the new chapter 9, which is in Varen's POV. It's a fun little scene where he's going to fake his own death. So I'm excited.
Okay.
Yeah. So those are the vibes. I'm fully back in to, like, I guess redrafting is the word that I would use. So yeah.
How are you feeling about it, Queen? I think we all would like an update. I saw your video and I was shook. So give us the emotional update. How are you feeling?
Feeling good. Things have definitely started to take shape again. And I feel really confident in the new direction. So yeah, it's going well.
We love to hear that.
Thank you. I think I'm in the like headspace now where I'm just like ready to like run. I'm like, put me in, coach. Like I can
Let's fly this to space, baby. Let's go.
Those are the vibes. Those are totally the vibes.
Obsessed.
Also, hi Ari, welcome. Excited to see you. All the familiar faces. Looks like everyone's working on some fun stuff. Greek mythology retelling, love.
Ooh.
Very fun and fresh.
Love.
The Brandon Sanderson lecture. Have you seen this? You have?
Yes.
Love.
He's done a new one. So good. He's such a king. Love him.
Yes, we stand. Amazing. Very fun. Okay, cool. So if this is your first time in one of these, what we typically do is we'll do 2 writing sprints. I'm thinking 30 minutes, maybe. Does that sound good to you? Perfect. Amazing. Oh, yay! Welcome to your first stream. Happy to hear. If it's anyone else's first stream, also let us know. Okay, cool. Sounds good. Should we jump right in? Would that be crazy?
I think we send it. I'm ready. I'm ready to lock in.
Love it. Love the hype. And if you guys want to drop questions during the first sprint, I'll star some and we'll answer some in between the two. Can be about publishing, writing, craft, whatever you want. Okay, cool. I'll pull up the timer and we'll get into it. Oh, my camera just died. That's the end of my B-roll, I guess.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Okay. Good luck, everyone.
Good luck.
The absolute heart attack. I'm so sorry.
Jump scare.
My bad. My bad. Have a little sprint. Was it good? Did you?
Sorry. Oh my gosh, my
No,
audio
you're
was down
good.
for a second. Good. Actually, really good. Who would have thought? Wrote a
Okay,
couple hundred
love.
words and
Love.
loving this part of the story, which I forgot that I wrote because it was months ago. But I'm like, yes, go Harriet. This is fun.
Love.
How
Happy
about
to
you?
hear. Mine was good as well. I think I got like 400 words, which is,
Okay.
pretty decent for me. I think I realized the sequence of events that I had before needs to tweak slightly. Like I think he needs to interact with another prisoner. So we're getting there. We're making it work. We're moving things around. Yeah. I hope everyone had a productive sprint in the chat. Let us know.
Yes, please.
And I'm going to attempt to skim through some of these questions. I totally forgot that was part of my job. I'm so sorry.
How dare you?
Oh, also I need to remove the timer. Sorry. Literally forgot. Love this. Okay, crossover of the century. Obsessed.
I love that so much.
Looks like it was productive. Read through 4 pages, 347 words. Amazing. Love.
Wow.
Obsessed. Okay, cool. Shall we do a few little cues?
Let's do it.
Fun. Okay. Oh, this one's fun. What is one habit, trait, tool that gets you in the mood to write when you're unmotivated?
Oh, I have one. It's literally right here. So I went on Etsy and I got this candle. You can't read it because it's backwards. It says writing in progress. I actually didn't light it, but I'll light this. And then I'm like, okay, it's my time to write.
I love that.
Fun. You need to treat yourself. Like I treat myself like I'm a dog and I need like a fun little treat when I do anything productive. And this, for writing, this is my fun little treat.
I feel the same way. Yes. Treat yourself like a dog. Advice of the day. Wait, that's actually so funny because the other day I did like a chore or something, and Jeff literally came over and like spoke to me like he was like speaking to a little dog. He was like, and I was like, oh my God. Like, I was like, I need this as motivation always. Like, I feel amazing.
I love
that. But yes, in terms of motivation, I also like motivate myself with little treats. For me, it's usually like a drink. Like, I'll go out and get a coffee. And then once I sit down with it, I'm like, okay, we're like locking in, we're getting serious. So yeah, I'm a fan of the treats as well.
I think with writing, like the one thing I've learned as somebody who is the least consistent, like I feel like this is a good stream because you're very consistent and I'm like absolutely couldn't be less consistent. And the thing I found is like you actually just have to sit down and try and write a sentence, and it's okay if nothing comes out, but at least you've like sitting down to write is the habit that's going to get you to write. That sounds so dumb, but it's the only thing that actually works.
It's true. It's true. And I feel like once you force yourself to sit down for even 15 minutes, like the momentum will carry you through the rest of the session. Like you'll get into it and it'll be like, oh, I remember I love doing this now, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, agree.
100%.
Agree. Yes, love to see the beverage girlies in the chat. Sound off. We love.
Are you, Brielle? Are you like a 3 beverage girl? Because like when I'm working, I have like my bottle of water, I've got my iced coffee, and then I've got my fun drink, which is my sparkling water. Are you the same?
I'm obsessed. Actually, no. I pretty much only have one at a time. I know, kind of crazy.
Love that.
We got a question about editing vlogs, and Harriet is literally a professional video editor, so I feel like she will have good tips. Do you want to start?
Yes. Okay, tips. Oh, it's so hard to give people advice on editing because it depends what you're wanting advice on in terms of skill. the best way to learn is literally just to practice. Like, I'm self-taught, so just download an editing software and just like play around with footage. In terms of like the more creative stuff, I really enjoy watching YouTube because I think it inspires you to, like, you know, when I watch Brielle's vlogs, for example, I'm like, oh, okay, cinematic queen. Like, I always take something away, or I might see like a font that I love and I'm like, oh, like, I love the way that she's combined those fonts. So like getting inspo in that way. But yeah, honestly, it's probably the worst advice to hear, but the only way you can learn is through practicing. Your first video is going to suck. That is a canon event. It's a part of the pipeline. And yeah, if you want to like go back, watch my first YouTube video, you will scream and be like, how is this chick a professional editor? So everybody starts somewhere. Just, yeah, practice and you'll be fine. What about you? Because you're such a good editor. Like, I love your editing style.
Thank you. I feel like I do the most simplistic editing ever, actually. But
no way.
Let me see. What is my advice? I think that's a really good point about like consume other YouTube content. Like, you need to learn the like language of specifically YouTube, because I think it's a very specific style. Yeah. And like you mentioned, writing vlogs in this comment. So I'm assuming you're trying to make writing vlogs. So I would say just like study what other people are doing in their writing vlogs. And then editing wise, I think for me, where I have the most fun with editing is just like in the little B-roll sequences. Like, I love playing with new fonts, or like the music is really big for me as well. So like, yeah, take yourself out of your comfort zone in terms of discovering new fonts, new songs on whatever, you know, music platform you're using, and let that drive your editing and like inspire you to experiment. Because I feel like all my favorite little editing moments that I've had in my videos was just when I was letting myself be like, and what if I tried this? And what if I did this? You know, you got to just like experiment.
100%. This might be more like filming related. And also, if I'm yapping too much, please shut me up. But I think something I've learned, I heard this thing recently that's like, document, don't create. And I love that because I think a lot of people start YouTube channels or make videos because they feel the pressure to almost like teach people something. But Brielle, what I love so much about your channel with your writing journey, and what I try and do with my lifestyle content, is like, I'm not pitching myself as an expert. Like, you're literally just a fly on the wall watching my journey. And that's when I think you're so much more relatable and so much more vulnerable, because you're letting people in. So that's like my biggest advice for if you want to make content. Yeah, I love that. There was one other content question that I'm going to attempt to find real quick so we can bash them together. How do I structure vlogs to make them fun and engaging as a brand new vlogger? And what are your thoughts? It's such a hard thing to answer because like everybody is different. Like, you know, there are cinematic vlogs where people have a really set out structure and they have like a hook at the beginning. But for me personally, I'm not that kind of like, basically what I upload is my raw footage at this point. Like, I make like 1 hour long vlogs that have no structure. But I would say if you want a little bit more structure, what I used to do is I would write out the things. Let's say you're doing like a life reset video, just as an example. I would write out bullet points of like, okay, I want to clean my room. I want to plan out my week. And then at least you have some kind of structure. And then I think you can change that structure in the editing. But I think just knowing what you're roughly wanting to film and what to say can be helpful.
Mm-hmm. No, I totally agree. And there's definitely been times where I've done like a little shot list for myself, especially if I want to make it a little bit more elaborate than usual. Like, let me get a shot of me, I don't know, making my breakfast, overhead shot of the eggs. I don't know, like a whole little list, you know? Yeah. So I feel like if you're struggling to make it feel like your vlogs are engaging, something like that could help, just to make sure you have variety. I think ultimately, like, what makes vlogs like super engaging is just it's just a variety of shots, of visuals, like having a mix of close-ups and wide angles. And it doesn't always have to be that elaborate, but I do think like if you can vary things up in terms of filming spots, in terms of like the types of things you're showing, like if you can get out of your house too for like B-roll and stuff, that can help to switch things up. But ultimately, like a writing vlog is really just, and any vlog is just alternating between B-roll section, talking section, B-roll section, talking section. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It's just a little back and forth. So yeah, don't
Love
overthink
that.
it. Yeah. Let's see what else. Oh, curious to hear your thoughts on this too. If I have no writing friends, how do I find beta readers and a support group?
Well, I have no writing friends, so we're going to come from very different experiences, because I know you have such a great community. You're my writing friend. Well, that's honestly what I was going to say. Like, don't be afraid to slide. Like, I literally, you guys, I slid into Brielle's DMs and I was like, I'm obsessed with you. You're the best. And then we started voice memoing back and forth. I think like the internet is such a beautiful place to connect with people. But yeah, in terms of like in-person writing friends, no tips. So Brielle, please teach us how to make friends.
I'm dead. I feel like my advice is not the most helpful, because all of my writing community has come from making AuthorTube videos. Like, that's how I've met everyone in both my in-person and virtual writing communities. So I guess really my advice is just like find a place to put yourself out there. I mean, for me, it was online, right, in the AuthorTube community, and then like just start outreaching. Like, you have to be proactive. The friends are not going to fall in your lap. So like message people, comment on their videos, like go through the steps. And eventually you'll like form those connections, but it's a process. Like, you have to start by being like acquaintances with people, writing friends, and then you build relationships,
Yeah. Love that. There's also Discord, right? That's something that you really do, I think, from what I've seen.
Yes, I love Discord. And there's like lots of, public writing ones that you can join if you're looking to make friends. Like, I'm part of the Storyteller Society one. And that's open for anyone to join. So
love that.
I recommend. Let's see, any other ones we want to talk about? Okay, maybe you can come at this from like a drafting lens, but any tips for revising really emotional or intricate scenes with a lot of inner dialogue?
You go, Queen. This is for you.
Okay, let me try to process this. Emotional or intricate scenes with a lot of inner dialogue. I think with these types of scenes, the biggest thing you can give yourself is a ton of context of where you're coming from in the book. Like, I'm a big fan of rereading what you've written, and I think Harriet is too. I think with like an emotional like culmination scene, you have to have it be so informed by everything in the book up until this point. And so I guess I would say like try to get in it as the reader, like maybe read many chapters leading up to it, and then you'll be able to produce like something that feels actually impacted by what you've done for this character up until this point. Like, for me, the scenes that I think pack the most emotional punch are the ones where I'm drawing from what we've seen and heard from this character throughout the whole time. And like, they're really reflecting, they're sitting with what's happened to them, and I'm able to like pull all of that into the scene. And so, yeah, I think don't let this scene feel isolated. The more you can pull stuff that you've already established or we've experienced with them, the more emotional impact you're going to have, because you're like, you're drawing attention to the fact that we spent this time with this character and we've seen them grow, or opposite of grow, fall into the depths of despair. So yeah, I guess that would be my advice, if that's helpful.
I think that's really good advice. I wish I had something to add, but like, period to everything you said. Can't wait to get to that point where I have revision tips.
T, do you have any thoughts on like writing emotional scenes though in general, or like interiority heavy?
I honestly completely, like what you said resonates. I think you kind of just have to remember that your characters are human, or at least, I mean, they might be fairies, but they're people with emotions. And so the way that I interact in my life is probably how they would as well. You communicate, and then you introspect, and then you come back and you project that introspection onto the conversation. And like, it's kind of just like real life. So yeah, I think honestly, exactly what you said. I think that the hardest part is making it sound realistic. Like, obviously you're writing a book, so sometimes it can be like, I feel this and I feel this, but I guess you have to think about how would you think about something, which is crazy. But yeah, that's all I can say.
I love that. No, I think that's super helpful. Obsessed. Okay, there's one more that I wanted to make sure we get to. One moment. Me now losing the starred comments. Oh, okay. I'm struggling to establish my main character properly as I write. I know who she is, but I find my side characters are well established and their voice is distinct, but not the main character. Interesting.
That's interesting. I'm like the total opposite to that.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same. I don't know. Advice for writing a main character.
When like you say you know who she is plotted, I'm wondering if they mean like they know what's gonna happen, like what the literal plot is, but they don't know who the character actually is. That's kind of like a fun place to be, because you have the opportunity to decide, is this person going to be spoiled? Are they going to be insecure? Are they going to be a mix of everything? But yeah, I don't know how to tell someone how to do that, really.
Yeah. I feel like what I'm gathering from this comment is maybe like you might know who she is on paper, but you don't feel like her yet, or you don't feel her voice yet, which is interesting. I feel like I would ask where you are in the process, because I think a lot of times with the first draft, you're just not there yet in terms of like dropping into the voice or like feeling the voice. So it might be something that you need to find through the process. I think characters is one of the things that you can't force. Like you can't necessarily just make a list of this is what this character's family is and blah, 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 and immediately have their voice. Like you have to like discover it. You have to find it through the process. And so I guess I would say the more time you can spend with your main character, whether that's through drafting or whether that's through writing out scenes of their past or their memories, or like spending time with their core people. Like they don't even have to be scenes that are going to be in the book themselves.
Yeah.
But just spending time getting to know her in her head, I think could help you a lot.
They're also like your main character is, no, that's so, I 100%. You're so good at giving advice. It's crazy. The main character is kind of the, like your book probably has a theme, right? So for me, for example, I feel like maybe examples might help, but my, I guess my theme is this character is very spoiled and she's obsessed with this idea of finding her soulmate, and she thinks that's what's truly going to make her happy. And then spoiler alert, it's not. And actually it's about her finding like her inner girl boss, you could say. And so I needed the character to be incredibly spoiled and have very traditional values of like, I want to get married and I need a man to provide for me. And that theme helped me create the character, because there's really only one character that can serve that story. So I wonder if you, more so than thinking about your character, you also need to be like, what is the theme of this book? What's the real lesson that this character needs to learn? And which character will best help me get there? You know? Yes, period. Exactly what this person said.
Yes.
Period.
Thank you, Miley. Yeah, I agree. No, that's a great point, Harriet. Like, yeah, if you know what you want to do with the character's arc, that can inform so much about them, who they need to be at the beginning in order to become the person that they are at the end. Yeah, that's a good point. Theme-driven characters are always great. We love. Yeah. Okay, amazing. Also, I saw that we had Alyssa in the chat. Hello, Alyssa.
Hi,
do you watch
Queen.
Alyssa, Harriet? Have you seen her?
I
videos
have,
before?
yes. And I've also seen her on your streams, I think. So
love. Yes.
hi, Queen.
Natalie as well. Hi, guys.
Hi, Natalie. I know Natalie.
Oh, amazing. Love. Okay. Yeah, that was great, Harriet. Snapping with the advice.
Stop.
Stop. Amazing. Okay. Shall we jump into another sprint? Are you feeling ready?
I feel so ready. I feel invigorated right now.
Wow.
I know.
The chat has gotten her excited. We love. Okay. We'll do another 30, and then we'll see you guys back here for the final chat. Feel free to leave any last questions. We'll do maybe a couple more. Okay.
Good luck.
Good luck. We're all going to pretend I started the timer. Listen, it's fine.
An
We're
extra 2
fine.
minutes.
Thank you,
It's
Alyssa, for
fine.
calling me. Okay. stopping us a few seconds early so we don't get the scary sound.
It was scary.
You know, gotta protect us from that. How was your little sprint?
It was good, actually. I think I wrote like 500 or so words. I wasn't tracking, but it feels like around that, which was good.
Nice. Love. Yeah, I think similar. Maybe like 400 for me is my guess.
Yay!
Yay!
Look at us go.
I like kind of got to the end of the scene. Like I at the end sped it along a little. I'll probably have to add in a few little lines, but I think the flow of the scene is there, which is exciting.
Oh, that's like the best when you finish your writing sprint at the end of, no better feeling. Love that.
Hits different, literally. I hope everyone else had a productive sprint. Yeah. We might do like 1 or 2 little questions if you want to drop to close us out. Nice. 530 words.
Good job.
Love. Okay, productive. 30 to 40 pages. Amazing.
Whoa. Amazing.
Love to see it. Yeah, fun. Looks like we had so many little friends join in that last sprint too, which is always fun to see.
Love that.
Amazing. I also did have a couple questions saved from before, so I'm just gonna like look around, pop around. How are you feeling about like what you wrote in this stream? The scene
I
itself?
feel good. Yeah. I mean, more so than the words on the page, I feel good about like knowing where I am in the story and where the story needs to go. And I think having some space from it has really helped because I'm especially trying to focus right now on how is the main character actually feeling. Like I feel like I have a lot of plot points on the page, but it's moving really fast and there's no actual introspection. So that's kind of what I tried to focus on, and it feels so much better. And a great way to get words in too. Who would have thought?
Yeah. Love.
Yeah.
Yay.
How
Oh God,
about
things are feeling
you?
good. I feel okay about the scene. I think when I reread it, I'll be able to tell actually how it's flowing.
Yeah.
There was some little things that I was able to like seed for reveals in like book 2 or later in the first book, which I'm excited about. I'm like, when you actually know what's going on and you're able to like plant seeds, it like hits.
Love that.
So yeah, I'm just hoping they're not like, I always struggle to find the balance between like, is it too subtle? Am I making it too obvious that I'm foreshadowing? Like trying to find that balance, you know?
Yeah, it's hard.
It is really hard. I feel like in general, like you kind of have to be a little bit more overt because a reader is not like going to pick up every little intricacy. You know what I mean? So I try to like kind of make it obvious, but not over the top, you know?
Yeah. I
get that's that. kind of what I'm navigating with this one. I'm like, hopefully it's a good level of subtlety. I don't know.
I think it will be. When I'm reading as well, like some people are trying to guess plot and I'm just vibing. I'm just reading. So I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Okay, good to hear. Amazing. Okay, cool. Also, hi Amelia. Thanks for dropping by. Happy to see you. Okay. We'll do one little question. This one was about like balancing content with writing, and just kind of like the other stuff we have going on in our lives. I feel like is what we could kind of talk about, like how we make time for writing. What do you think?
Yes. Well, as we know, I haven't been making time for writing, but when I started this book, I started it in January, and I was writing every single day up until I stopped, up until my slump. Something that I found like helpful was I would just set aside 1 hour each day, which I know everybody has different lives. I'm lucky, I'm self-employed, so I have quite a lot of free time. But even in saying that, I think 20 minutes before or after work, or if you have a commute and you want to just like get your Google Docs up on your phone, like that's what I find really helpful. You just have to build the habit. So that's probably my biggest tip. And then in terms of content, that's just kind of part of my weekly structure. I think you just have to allocate time for everything. If it's not in my calendar, it's not going to happen. That's just how I am. So, yeah.
Are you a time blocking girly?
I've tried to be. Honestly, no. I'm more of like a day structure girl. So I'll have like client A on Monday, client B on Tuesday, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. I think for me right now, it depends on what phase I'm at with my writing process, but I think for me right now, I need to be able to lock in for a decent stretch of time to really get into it. And so for me, like reserving like an evening for like where I'm just gonna like cuddle up, focus on the project, like having a dedicated portion of my day that I'm like, okay, this is the writing time has been really helpful. Like
Yeah.
Harriet said, I think theming your days can help a lot just so you like are clear about when you're doing what. I think that's like the TLDR is like clarity about like this is dedicated writing time or this is when I fit in writing will help to make it more of a habit because
Yeah.
if you're just kind of like hopefully I get it in today, it's really easy for it to keep slipping, you know?
100%.
Yeah.
It's
So I
also
guess
like, I think you need to take the guilt away because there's a lot of, I feel like pressure to be like, I'm writing every single day. And then if I don't write every single day, I just won't write. So even if it's like an hour a week, as long as you have some time scheduled, I think that's way more important than the amount of time or the frequency of your writing sessions, just like keeping up with the habit. I realize this is ironic because I haven't written in months, but this is, yeah.
I feel like it's something you have to build too. Like when I started was writing like once or twice a week and now I'm writing every day, but I think if I had tried to immediately jump into the writing schedule that I have now, it would have been really overwhelming. So I think the longer you spend with this as part of your life, the easier it'll be to like ramp up the writing, but like at the beginning keep it really digestible for yourself so you don't get overwhelmed.
100%.
And then like push it a little bit more, you know?
Yeah. Could not agree more.
Yeah. And if you guys have advice for this, feel free to drop in the chat and I can highlight a couple comments because I feel like this is
Please.
it's something we all have to like figure out, like what's our ideal writing frequency, you know?
Yeah. 100%. And yeah, the more you write, the more you want to write because you're further along in the story and like you might be excited. Like, you know, for me, I haven't loved writing the setup, but I've loved writing, like introducing the male main character and like doing the little flirty bits. Like that's very fun for me. So I feel like it depends, which part you're up to.
No, that's a great point. I totally agree. Very smart. Amazing. We love. Also, this is a good point. Like, depending on where you are at in the story, you might need to sit with what you've written. You might need to like take a step back. Totally depends.
Yeah.
Where your mindset is at any given point. Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay to take space too. Like for me, just with any creative project, I've done like 1,000 different creative projects. Writing is just one of them. Like sometimes you need space to refresh, get inspired, and then come back and you could do things in half the time because you've given yourself some time to just sit with it. So don't beat yourself up if you're in a bit of a slump or you're not feeling it. I'm like super against pushing yourself to do things if you really don't want to do it, but also you can't be lazy with it. There's like that's the balance I'm always trying to find.
Yes, very real. Yeah, it's been like, so I'm on my writing every day kick right now for the past like 20 days. And it's been so interesting. Thank you. It's been so interesting to experience. Like, I think for me, like the staying in the project element of it has been really helpful. Because I feel like it can take time to get yourself back into it and stuff. And so when you're able to like maintain just being in the mental space of your project, I feel like that can make a difference. So that's why I've found like the consistency to be helpful compared to when I was writing like once or a week or whatever. But I feel like it's so personal to everyone and not everyone needs that like recency to feel really in it. But for me, I do. I think I would like kind of lose the thread sometimes if I spent like, you know, too long away.
Completely. And just to clarify, when I was writing every day, like I was easily the most invested. I was enjoying the process more, like for sure. I just think, you know, I guess I'm trying to talk to people who might be a bit like me and could feel that guilt. But if you can write consistently, 100% the best option. But don't feel guilty if you can't or if you're not feeling it.
1000%. 1000% love. Amazing. Okay. shall we wrap it up? Do you want to plug anything? Tell the people where they can check you out.
I'm just on YouTube. My username is the same as it is here. That's it. Nothing crazy to plug, but this was so much fun. I loved it.
Yay! I was so excited to have you. You did so great. Such a natural.
Stop.
Amazing. I hope you guys all had a fun, productive time. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, these have been so fun to get back into. And I'll see you in another one soonish. Who knows when? Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.